for joining me. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. My name is Jarrell. I develop games for a living. I wanted to take a look at Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, which was announced about 2 weeks ago. This is something that is very exciting. It is being developed by Arc System Works. They have brought us really fantastic games, such as those in the Guilty Gear and BlazBlue series, and we got to enjoy the Dragon Ball FighterZ, or Dragon Ball Fighters, if you will, from Arc System Works. They've brought us just really fantastic games, so to see them have their opportunity to bring us a Marvel game in that their signature style is really great. I want to offer just a quick technical analysis and share my thoughts on the reveal trailer here. I saw this on Sony's channel on YouTube, so I'm not entirely sure if this is coming to other systems yet. I suppose we'll find out at the announcement at the end. So before we get started, I wanted to share something very cool with you. A few months ago, I ordered a Captain America suit. I wanted to do a video. I bought this cool looking dish, right? It was like a serving dish, but it looked like, you know, the shield. And I wanted to fit it with handles and then learn how to throw it like Captain America, not like a frisbee. Anyone can throw it like a frisbee. I wanted to put handles on it and throw it. My work's been so busy, I haven't had time, but I did get the Captain America suit delivered. I thought we could take a look at that. I could put it on and wear it for this video, and I thought it'd be just a cool way to just have fun with you guys and take a look at this trailer. So I got the box here. I'm taking a look at it. It's a little light. It's lighter than I thought it would be, but modern materials. Oh, is that it? It's in one bag. Okay. Weird look. I always wanted a Captain America suit, but this looks a little thin. Uh-oh. It's the right color. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. It's a one piece, guys. It's got a Spider logo on it. This is a Spider America shirt? A Captain Spider shirt? Ah, great. Okay, it's got a Spider Star logo and... Yep. Yep, of course. A mask. Well. Okay, well I have to wear it. I paid for it. It wasn't long before I couldn't tell where the Captain ended and the Spider started. After I put on the suit, I knew I was Captain Spider. Thwip, thwip. This is so weird. This can't be a real character. Captain Spider's not a real character, right? American Spider? If there's any Marvel comic readers out there, if you could let me know. Let's take a look at the trailer. I can't see that much, but here's the suit. Here it is. This is how it is. It fits all right. I ordered a Captain America suit. So right off the bat, we'll sort of get past the intro here. There's just this nice little animated intro where you can see similar symbology that represents the character. So we are given a hint to what this is going to be. It tells us Marvel Games, and this is our first look. These new redesigns are so fantastic. They make such a statement, and they say this isn't going to be the same as Marvel vs. Capcom. These are going to be highly stylized. And, I'm sorry, it's so hard to see. Give me a second here. Okay, that's much better. Great, okay. So I really like the jacket look for Captain America. It has the high collar. It gives him a look of authority, masculinity. He has a very agile way of using the shield in his strikes, which is really interesting. Let's take a look at I'll go back just a frame or two. I don't want to skip around too much here. But Iron Man has a very... I get it now. Iron Man has a very mecha design. This is very different from how we normally see Iron Man. He looks like he's drawing a bit of inspiration from both Gundam and Evangelion, which are identifiably Japanese. Really fantastic to see that sort of Japanese inspiration coming through, not in a derogatory way. I'm not saying, oh, they're ripping off Gundam. They're evoking the angularity and the sense of organic roundness as well when it comes to the Evangelion and the angularity of Gundam. I really like seeing that, because this doesn't just feel like, oh, it's another Iron Man armor that you can see in any game, like Marvel vs. Capcom or whatever. You have Miss Marvel, who... I'm not sure if people like Miss Marvel. I actually enjoyed the show that was on Disney+. I liked the acting, I liked the characters, I liked the effects and story. It was fun. I haven't read her comics. I don't know if people actually like her or not. I like the use of Spider-Man's Spidey sense here right there. It looks really cool, and then he does a counter with a little quick... I don't know what the yellow means. I don't know if yellow means armored, or if that indicates something else. I was just recently playing My Hero One's Justice, or My Hero Academia One's Justice on the Switch, and yellow means that you have super armor. So each character, it's such an important part of a character's kit, is you know the frame data on your super armor, and you respond and you punish the opponent with your super armor moves. I'm not sure if that's what it is. We have Star-Lord, who kind of looks similar to his recent appearances in games, but he has this interesting sort of not a front hawk. I don't know what you call this hairstyle. It's an angular pompadour, so in a triangular pompadour, an angular pompadour, an angador. I don't know. I personally don't think he's super interesting. I don't think there's that much to say about him, but I do really like hitting the characters into different parts of the stage. I just love the fluidness and the expressiveness of the animations. This is something that we come to expect from Arc System Works. They're known for their just gorgeous, brilliant animations. They have decades of experience with these expressive, fluid animations. With Ms. Marvel, we get to see the squash and stretch, which is really interesting. We have Ghost Rider. I wonder which one. I'm sure people are going to be hotly debating which fiery boy is the Ghost Rider in this one. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, we have a fun sort of Earth's Mightiest Heroes statue in the background, and it looks like they're probably drawing on the original looks for the characters. So we have Iron Man and Thor, Captain America. You get the zoning. Yeah, it looks like a Ghost Rider looks like a mid-ranger. You get to play as Robert Downey Jr. He's using his gun. Okay, you could just use a gun. Of course, Star-Lord has his guns as well. I'm just gonna take a look at the backgrounds. These are nice. They're not overdoing it with the backgrounds. There's enough detail to be interested, but Arc System Works is excellent. They understand composition, and they are lighting the scene in such a way to where the front areas of the scenes are lit, and the others are sort of just sort of fading into the shadows a little bit softly. This is something that's very intentional in the way that they've lit this scene. It's what tells us that these are very strong and competent visual artists. They understand how to keep the viewer's focus where it matters. I've seen many other fighting games that do not have this level of visual understanding, whereas, look, stuff in the background needs to be darker, it's falling into the shadow, and then you have something a little bit lighter, but it's desaturated a bit due to the lighting. It makes it feel like there's volumetric lighting and there's atmospheric density, so it's softer, less saturated colors, more saturated colors up here. Just fantastic. I think we have some physics simulation on the police tape here. Yes, we do. It adds that sense of liveliness that this is a lived-in world. Really wonderful, just fantastic. These soldiers are milling about, which I love this from two perspectives. One, it makes the world look alive and lived in, and two, they don't seem to care that much that these people are about to split the earth in half with their petty combat, their laser fisticuffs. And these people are just sort of, move along, nothing to see here, which I really like, really fun. I thought this person's wearing a hat. I thought they were wearing Apple Vision for a moment. The moves are they're just fun to watch. This Storm obviously is going to be a zoner, mid-ranger, as you would expect. Very cool proportions. Let's just take a look at her design. I'll make a video dedicated to just designs in the future, or a number of videos. There's going to be a lot to cover here. She's so cool looking. We got a laser was indicated. Is this a tag team that comes in? The hit effects are not over the top. I love the use of the angular gold trim. It gives us a sense of, lightning, electricity, bombasticness, volatility. Just great expression. Again, you get to see that. Oh, okay, we got a lot of friends on the screen here. We got 6 entities on screen. I dig it. It's fluid. It's running great. It should if it's running on PlayStation. You see this person's lost their glasses. Hold on. They're wearing glasses, so she's dropped a contact. No, that's her coffee. She's dropped her coffee? Look, I get it. I absolutely get it. I was somewhere the other day. I had my coffee. I was just giving someone some instruction. I turned around. Someone had knocked my coffee over. So this was me the other day. This lady that's on the ground. Is that lady? I can't tell. I think so. Or is it a dude? I can't. If you see it for a split second. This person who's lost their coffee. I think that's spiritually. That's my spirit animal right now. I love the cool aerial combos. Again, this feels very indicative of Arc System. Oh, you get the Hulkbuster. You get these nice big facial expressions. You get these Doom drones here sort of doing their thing, I'm sure. I'm not well-versed in Doom lore, so I think if I call them Doom drones, I don't know if people are going to get mad at me over that and say, look, dude, you obviously don't know what they're called. I don't know what they're called. We're going to call them Doom drones. Okay, here's the thing here, right? Okay, so I love that they're all tagging in to do the moves. I mean, look, if the shield absorbs vibrations, then why did it cause cracks in the ground? If you punch the shield absorbs vibrations, doesn't it? A big thing, everyone's doing a big ultimate, Spider-Man throwing things, he's picking stuff up with his webs. Having to animate the stuff with the webs would have been a nightmare. I just don't want to have to think about how they animated all Spider-Man's webs. Spider-Man sort of has a collar situation going on. Again, having high collars gives a sense of masculinity and authority. It looks so cool. Okay, yeah, it's coming to PlayStation, Steam, and the Epic Games Store. So it's not coming to Xbox, not coming to Switch 2 yet. But here's the thing. So with the new ROG Ally, I don't know why I'm doing this. Why am I doing this so much? It's because of the outfit just makes me feel like I should be doing flips. The new Xbox ROG Ally said they'll run Steam games. So I think they're eating a bit of the pie here, that you'll be able to run this on the Xbox ROG Ally. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I think this is really cool. I'm a big fan of Arc System Works. Everything about this is so fluid and expressive and interesting. It's interesting. I want to see these kinds of alternate takes. What if Marvel was an anime, basically? You got that triangulador, I don't know what you call this hairstyle, this pointy pompadour thing. This is cool. I don't know how button mashy this is going to be. I don't know how beginner friendly it's going to be. But I really look forward to trying this out. This looks so cool. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, guys. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments and we can hang out and chat. Take care, everyone. I don't think it's worth asking for a refund. It's been a couple months since this arrived. I didn't look at it. It's technically a Captain America suit. Okay, I'll see you around. Take care. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad you're here. If we have not yet met, my name is Jarrell, and I develop games for a living. So today I want to discuss the Nintendo Switch 2 game keycard situation and my perspective on it. when I say discuss, I mean that genuinely. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. I want to talk about this with you. I want to hear what you have to say about it. So I am aware that there are people in the games industry who do watch this channel. They will read your comments. They'll see what you have to say. That's why it's important that we discuss these things so openly. I try to stay positive and optimistic about anything in life. So when I first saw the game keycard situation, I believed and I hoped that this would be about transparency. This is a very clear signal to customers that they will be purchasing something that does not have the whole product on the cartridge. People will know right off the bat this is transparency. I have not seen sales figures. I have heard people say that these are not selling well, that people don't want to buy these, and my position on this is I have zero intention of ever purchasing a game keycard. Sure, obviously, I wanted to stay positive about it and say, look, it's about transparency. That doesn't mean that I like or support game keycards. I do not want any game keycards. I have no interest in them. They're gross. And the reason why I dislike them, and if you like them, there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay for us to disagree. We can disagree, and we can still discuss, and we can still be respectful to each other, and we don't have to hate each other just because we disagree on something. So it's totally fine. I dislike these very much. My biggest issue, you'll see people say, oh, it's about preservation, and this, what if I want to play the game 20 years from now when the server shut down? That's absolutely valid because people still go back and play older games from 20, 30 years ago. My main problem with this is the space on the console is so limited. I have yet to purchase an express SD card for my Switch 2. They're kind of pricey. The options are limited in Australia, way more than in other places of the world. Stuff's kind of expensive. I haven't seen the huge sizes for the express micro SD cards. So when I install a game on here, there are games that I would have purchased digitally, and I thought, oh, I've been looking for that game. I do want to play that. I look at the file size, and it's something like 40, 50 gigs, and I think, it's on sale at a great price. I don't want to take up 50 gigs because I don't have the SD card in here. And even if you did have the SD card in there, that's only delaying the inevitable, is that SD card will fill up. The space that you have on here will fill up. And for me, having games on cartridges means that is space that's not taken up on the console. But I already know that the vast majority of games, even if you buy them on a cartridge, they will then download an update, and the updates can take up anything from maybe it's only a couple hundred megs, maybe it's 200 megs, maybe it's 5 gigs, maybe it's 10 gigs. Your hard drive is going to fill up. That's just how it is. More games are going to come out for the Switch 2 that are large sizes. And if I were to pick up a game keycard, that means that the space is taken up on my console, and the benefit of having the cartridge is no longer there. For me, the benefit of having the cartridge is that I do not have space taken up on my console. So now I have space taken up on my console, and now, if I want to play the game, I have to go get the cartridge, and then put that into my console. The convenience of having the game on the console is that you do not need the cartridge. What if you've set the cartridge down somewhere else? What if you're traveling and you don't have the cartridge with you? Well, guess what? Now you don't get to play your game. So you see, you have the negatives of both formats, of physical and digital, with zero of the positives, because you're taking up space on the console, and you have to have the key card in order to play the game. That sucks. So I don't want that. I either want digital, where I can play it at any time without having to take cartridges out, or physical, so I can have the cartridge and not take up space on the console. And I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on this. Do you care about the preservation aspect of it? Because we have to let the games industry know whether or not we are interested in this concept. For me personally, I dislike it, but I'm not interested. So that's going to be a very polite no thank you to the game keycard. So please let me know how you feel about those. And this is interesting to me because we recently saw a Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. And this is fascinating. This is a Switch 2 game. The game's fully on the cartridge, but it works on the original Switch. You take the Guardians of Azuma cartridge, that's for Rune Factory. I don't have the game, but you take that, you can put it into your Switch 2, it will play. You do not need to download anything. Which is a novel concept. You don't need to download anything. The full game is on the cartridge. The Switch 2 Enhancement Edition is on the cartridge. Put that in the Switch 2. You put the cartridge in, and it plays. You don't even need to turn on the network. You don't download anything. You can take the cartridge out of your Switch 2, you can put it into your original Switch, and the game will play on original Switch. I believe this is the first time we are seeing this, where everything is on the cartridge, no download required. There is an update for the game for Switch 2, and I believe it's 12 gigs or something like that. But even if you don't download it, the game will work on Switch 2, the game will work on Switch. So this, why did this happen? How is this possible? It's because the developers put in the effort. If developers put in the effort, they can make something like this work. And this is where the industry should move, is if the game was designed to run on original Switch, then why not do it like this? If you have a Switch 2 edition included on the cartridge, sell it as a Switch 2 title with backwards compatibility. This seems like magic. It seems like witchcraft. And to me, I'll make a video specifically to discuss this, but it's going to be problematic for Pokemon Legends ZA because Legends ZA is selling 2 different cartridges. They're selling the Switch and the Switch 2 edition. Why couldn't they do it like this, and why didn't they do it like this, where it's all on one cartridge? So this is fascinating to me. So that's what I wanted to discuss. Guardians of Azuma looks so interesting to me. Rune Factory is very cool. It's like, you know, a farming sim with RPG and fantasy elements. Very cool. Some battling in there. Check that out. And if you want to see some magic, pick up the physical cartridge. So this is something that I am interested in picking up when I have time to play some games. So let me know what you think. If you've played Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, I'd like to hear from you. So, okay, I'll check in on a personal level here just very quickly. My videos are going to be quite different for the next 2 months. Won't be recording with my green screen in my studio here. So I develop games full-time for a living. I spend the entirety of my workday looking at screens. It's not very fun. I have to, I have my own home gym, so I can at least do some body conditioning and physical training so that I'm doing something physical, but I don't like sitting indoors. I don't like staring at screens, but I love making video games. I love writing stories. I love making stuff for you guys, and we can have fun and talk about it. So that's what I have to do. I have to look at screens. So I'm going to spend a bit of time away from computers. I mean, I'll have a laptop with me so I can still do some work, but I'm going to be out just doing ranch hand work. I'm going to be around the Sierra Nevadas in California. I'll be adventuring through some old gold mining towns. I'll be hanging out at saloons, playing piano, guitar, auto harp, singing songs with people. I'll be sitting at old gold mining towns and playing fiddle. So I'm going to be out adventuring for a while, and it's so important to find the opportunity to step away from just sitting in front of a screen. Go out and live life, go out and go on some adventures. So I've just been working, and then, you know, in the evenings I get to do music sessions. I get to hang out at pubs and do play music and sing songs with people. But I've had enough screens for a while, and every once in a while I'll go and just do ranch hand work for a while. So my frequency will probably be decreased when it comes to the video uploads. I will do my best to keep uploading videos, but for a while, in my videos, we're not going to be here in the studio. We'll be out. I'm going to be out in the Sierra Nevadas. I'll be out on ranches, and so we can still talk. We can still discuss stuff about gaming. I can share my projects with you, but we'll be outside, so I can show you where I'm hiking, where I'm camping. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Okay, that's my check-in. I'm not going to be in the studio for a while. I need to be outside. It's doing ranch hand work and things like that. It's a good life experience. You get to experience the world, you get to have other experiences, you get to develop meaningful life experiences. Being out, you get to meet people, and just meeting people, making friends, hanging out with people, it's the coolest thing in the world. And I'd like to go on some adventures now, so, yeah, okay. Take care, everyone. If you want to go on some adventures with me, please feel free to check in. We'll have some fun out there. Take care, everyone. Be well. I'll see you. Hey, Arlo. We haven't met before. My name is Jarrell. I develop games for a living. I run a studio called Sungrand. So I just saw your video. You were discussing Link's Awakening, the remake on Switch, running on Switch 2, how it's improved, and I noticed there were a couple things that you weren't quite sure about, and you guessed on some things, and you were giving it your best shot, and I just wanted to share a bit of information with you. I think you and I probably like many of the same kind of games, but I'm not exactly sure how to communicate with you because of the whole puppet thing, so I'm gonna get a friend of mine, and he can explain the situation to you. So, okay, it was nice to meet you, Arlo. I'm gonna go call him and ask him for help. Alright, I'll be right back.
Wow, look at that. What a cool game development studio. This is so neat. One day I'm gonna make video games too. So, hey, Arlo, it's nice to meet you. My name's Bojo. So, I heard you like Link's Awakening. Well, me too. So, did you know that depth of field effect that makes the background blurry and it makes the middle part of the screen nice and clear? Well, that actually isn't meant to obscure anything. In your video, it sounded like you thought maybe the developers could render stuff at a lower resolution, and that would help. But Mr. Sungrand told me that actually, that depth of field is pretty expensive on the processor to render. If the developers turned off the depth of field, if they turned off that blurriness, I guess it would actually make the game run better on Switch. Huh, that's kinda weird. Well, I wonder why they would put it on there like that. And then speaking of improving things, on the Switch 2, I don't think they actually added any new graphics or textures. It seems like the Switch 2 actually has a different sort of system or algorithm for filtering 2D textures. Yeah. So, that means that even though they didn't improve or replace any of the textures, they do actually look better. That's including all the stuff like the UI and heads-up display and all that. On top of that, the developers also have access to DLSS upscaling with the Switch 2 version. So, there you go. The depth of field doesn't actually obscure anything. The developers actually can't make things render at a lower resolution behind the depth of field. I don't even think that's kind of possible, really, but I'm still learning game development. Well, so, I think the reason why you think it looks kind of chunky and blocky is because the depth of field effect actually has to run at a lower resolution. That's because the original Switch isn't really that strong. But, as we've seen, the Switch 2 is way powerful. I can't wait to play more Mario Kart World. Anyway, I think it's interesting that the depth of field is a little bit weaker on the Switch 2, but that's actually as a consequence of the game overall rendering at a higher resolution. For some reason, that makes the depth of field effect less prominent. It's even noticeable on Echoes of Wisdom. Well, thanks, Arlo. It was nice to meet you. And thanks, Mr. Sungrand, for letting me talk. Mr. Sungrand, where'd you go? Well, I'm going back to Mario Kart World. See ya! I've been Bojo. Bye.
Hey, welcome. I'm Jarrell. I develop games for a living, and I do consulting work in the games industry. So, this is a channel where we can basically just hang out and chill and talk gaming. Games are fun and everything, but they're not absolutely everything. I have a bunch of other hobbies and interests as well, so I restore and research antique instruments, I build new instruments, I really enjoy camping, hiking, backpacking, all sorts of stuff. So, here we can just hang out, we can talk about whatever hobbies we want. If you've got cool hobbies, we can chat about it, and we can talk about upcoming games, game trailers, what your favorite games are, what you're playing, and whatever, man, whatever. We're chill here, pretty easy. I don't really have specific formats here, and sometimes I'll just think of a funny joke, and then I'll make a video about it. Oftentimes I'll find just like a dumb, weird prop, part of a costume, and then I'll just make a funny sketch about it. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a laugh. Let's talk gaming. Okay, see ya.